Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
All persons not entitled to privileges of the floor under the rules of the Senate must now vacate the chamber.
Please rise for the invocation by Pastor Scott Nichol, Southland Christian Church, Lexington, Kentucky, guest of the Senator from Fayette 12, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pray with me. Father God, come before you in full acknowledgement that you're our ultimate authority and sovereign King. And we recognize there's no authority except that which is given by you, and we humbly come before you as your servants under your authority, called to serve and promote the good among your people that you created, loved, and sent your Son Jesus for. I come before you and ask that you guide and direct your servants that are gathered here today in your ways and your wisdom. I pray that they have the courage not to succumb to what is popular or beneficial to themselves, but rather to serve at the behest of what's good, what's true, and what's beautiful, as defined by you, our Creator and King. I also ask, Father, that each of us gathered here today would live with integrity and pray that we would be whole, one as you are one. So I pray for unity and strength. I pray out of the overflow of our love for you that we will love others. Father, it's a great temptation of public servants to hide who they really are, to isolate due to fear and shame. I pray, Father, for these gathered here today that they would walk in the light as you are in the light. I pray they would all turn to you and not run from you. I pray that in so doing they'll find mercy and grace in their time of need. I ask for protection over their families, their spouses, their children and grandchildren. I pray that their legacy and heritage will not be dictated by what is done in these halls, but by what is done in their homes. I pray for their marriages to be strengthened, their lives to be enriched by your goodness, your grace, and your mercy. So as we stand here today before you, I pray that our hearts would be awakened to the reality of your word, your living word that is living and active, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing to the division of soul and spirit, of joints and marrow, and discerning the thoughts and intentions of the heart. We know that none of us can hide from your sight, but all are exposed to the eyes of you, to whom we must give an account. So let that always be at the forefront of our hearts and our minds. Father, by your mercies, we present our bodies as living sacrifices, holy and acceptable to you, as our spiritual act of worship. Help us, Father, not to be conformed to the patterns of this world, but to be transformed by the renewal of our minds, so that by the testing of your will we can discern what is good and acceptable. We ask and we pray all these things in the name of Jesus. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg, Senator Boswell, Senator Carpenter, Senator Carroll, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Clemens, Senator Deneen, Senator Douglas, Senator Elkins, Senator Funky Fromeyer, Senator Girdler, Senator Givens, Senator Herron, Senator Higdon, Senator Howell, Senator Maiden, Senator Mays-Bledsoe, Senator McDaniel, Senator Meredith, Senator Mills, Senator Neal, Senator Nemes, Senator Nunn, Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Rawlings, Senator Reed, Senator Richardson, Senator Smith, Senator Stivers, Senator Storm, Senator Thomas, Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Wheeler, Senator Williams, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise.
Any member seeking recognition for the purpose of answering the roll? Seeing none, there being 34 members present, a quorum is declared, Senate's authorized and prepared to do business. First order of business would be excuse of absent senator. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that the absent senators be excused, please.
Without objection, the absent senators are excused. Next order of business is approval of the journal. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that the journal from Thursday, March 19th, 2026, be approved as written.
Without objection, the journal from Thursday, March 19th, 2026 is approved as written. Next order, come back to you to Senator from Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. We welcome all that are watching us today on KET as well as live streaming online, and those that may be in the annex this morning. We also thank Pastor Nickel for his prayer over the caucus this morning of this chamber, and we also welcome everyone to day 51 of this 60-day legislative session. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Before we go on to our usual reports, Chair is going to recognize our usual visitor, Senator from Grayson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Happy Friday. The Clerk of the House is here to communicate with our Senate.
Madam Clerk, welcome to the Friday morning in the State Senate.
Praise the Lord.
That right.
Mr. President, the House has passed House Bill 601, 676, 767, 826, 851, 904, and Senate Bill 2 with letter, and respectfully request concurrence with this honorable body. Also, Mr. President, the House has passed Senate Bills 11 and 40, and respectfully return same to this honorable body.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You are welcome. Have a good week.
Now, Mr. Do we have second reading of bills on the calendars? Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report.
For Friday, March 20th, 2026, second reading of bills on the regular calendar. Senate Bill 290, an act relating to criminal history. House Bill 4, an act relating to grooming a minor. House Bill 7, an act relating to school bus safety. House Bill 67, an act relating to schools and declaring an emergency. House Bill 253, an act relating to reading and language arts instruction. House Bill 257, an act relating to the education assessment and accountability system. And House Bill 264, an act relating to theft by deception. Also, second reading of bills on the consent calendar. House Bill 43, an act relating to deputy coroner training. House Bill 188, an act relating to public safety. House Bill 307, an act relating to proactive post-secondary admission. House Bill 379, an act relating to post-secondary education. House Bill 392, an act relating to local public agency transactions. House Bill 419, an act relating to the Kentucky Fire Commission. House Bill 436, an act relating to state parks. House Bill 565, an act relating to fire protection. House Bill 576, an act relating to workforce investment.
All those bills and resolutions having received their second reading, both on the regular calendar and the consent calendar, are now in the possession of the Rules Committee for further action. Being no need for report of committees, let me go to the Senator from Scott Enrollment Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Enrollment Committee has met and finds the following bills are in order and ready for your signatures. Senate Bill 40 and Senate Bill 11.
Oh, you got one. Okay. Chair is ready to sign Senate Bill 11. Chair is ready to sign Senate Bill 40. Whose is that? Yes, it is Friday. Being no need for report of committees, do you have any new resolutions that have been introduced or need to be introduced, Mr. Clerk? None? Then Senator from Taylor, I believe you have an announcement.
I do, Mr. President. Upon the call of the chair, at the first recess, the majority caucus will caucus in the caucus room to the right.
Senator from Fayette 13.
Good morning, Mr. President. Upon the first recess, the Senate Democrats will caucus in room 156 here in this building.
All members, please take note and be prompt. Senator from Taylor.
President, let me also announce that there is a consent calendar today for all members during our caucus meetings. This is the time to look over all the bills that will be on the consent calendar, so make sure that all members are aware and that they can turn in any pass votes or nay votes to the clerk on the consent calendar. Thank you, Mr. President.
And she has the blue sheet being displayed. So now, Senator from Taylor, you have a motion?
Mr. President, I do. I'll make the motion to Senate recess until the call of the chair for the respective caucus meetings.
This body shall be in recess until call of the chair. They won't get done by noon. Unless that's all they do. But they need to, because we're so pressed for time with this now. Mr. Doorkeeper, inform everyone we are ready to reconvene. Acts. Ready? Okay. Body shall come to order. Senator from Taylor, I believe we have a few motions.
Mr. President, I do. The first thing I need to do is I need to make a motion that we move Senate Bill 2 from the Rules Committee to the orders of the day for concurrence.
Without objection, Madam Clerk, please make that noted into the journal that the Senate Bill 2 is now in the concurrence orders for Friday today, 20th of March. So now, it is in the concurrence orders. Senator from Taylor, do you have further need?
I do, Mr. President. With that, please have the clerk display the concurrence orders.
Madam Clerk, Senator from Taylor, they are displayed.
Mr. President, with that, I move that Senate Bill 2 with House Floor Amendment 1 be taken from the orders today for concurrence.
Mr. Clerk, if you would please report Senate Bill 2.
Senate Bill 2, an act relating to salaries of school administrators.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, if you would, please have the clerk report House Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 2.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 2.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for adoption.
The matter for the body is concurrence of House Floor Amendment number 1. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed. The Senate does concur with House Floor Amendment number 1. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move for final passage of Senate Bill 2 as amended by House Floor Amendment 1.
The matter for the body is final passage of Senate Bill 2 as amended and concurred with by this body. Seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll. An aye vote is to concur and for final passage of Senate Bill 2.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell. Senator Carpenter. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Clemens. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens. Senator Herron. Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Nunn. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. Senator Reed. Senator Richardson. Senator Smith. Senator Stivers. Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
Any members seeking recognition to cast, change, or explain their vote? Seeing none, there being 36 yeas, no nays, Senate Bill 2, as amended and concurred with by this body, is finally passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, there is a title amendment. If you would, please have the clerk report House Floor Title Amendment 2 to House Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 2.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Floor Title Amendment 2 to House Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 2.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for adoption.
Without objection, House Floor Title Amendment number 1 is adopted. Senator from Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. If you would, please have the clerk display the regular orders of the day.
Madam Clerk, please display. They are displayed. Senator from Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. With that, I move that Senate Bill 223 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Bill 223.
Senate Bill 223, an act relating to the regulation of cannabis-infused beverages and declaring an emergency.
Senator from Taylor.
President, I yield to the Senator from Grayson for explanation of the bill.
Senator from Grayson.
Mr. President, would you have the clerk report Senate Committee Substitute 1, please?
Mr. Clerk, would you please report?
Senate Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 223.
Senator from Grayson.
Move for adoption.
Matter for the body is adoption of Senate Committee Substitute number 1. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Senate Committee Substitute number 1 is adopted. Senator from Grayson.
Thank you, Mr. President. Our 2025 session, we passed Senate Bill 202 and set a national standard in state-level regulation of cannabis-infused beverages. And this bill did many things correctly, including limiting the potency to 5 milligrams of THC per can. So that was a great start for us, but the work is not done yet. These products already exist in our marketplace, and this bill ensures Kentucky regulates them properly. Kentucky is the second largest state in the country for hemp production. The industry generates an estimated $330 million annually in economic activity and supports more than 3,000 jobs across the Commonwealth. Much of that occurs in our rural communities where hemp has long been seen as a promising replacement crop for tobacco and a pathway to new agricultural markets. As this industry evolves, the state has a responsibility to ensure new products entering the marketplace are regulated in a way that protects the consumers, supports responsible businesses, and provides clear enforcement authority. And this is what Senate Bill 223 aims to do in two clear ways. First, the most important provision of the bill relates to public safety. Senate Bill 223 creates a prohibition on open containers of cannabis-infused beverages in motor vehicles, similar to the laws that apply to alcohol beverages. As these beverages become more common in the marketplace, it's critical that Kentucky motorists are protected and that law enforcement officers have a clear statutory authority to address impaired or unsafe driving condition. This provision ensures that cannabis-infused beverages are treated consistently with alcohol when it comes to open container enforcement. It's alarming to me that driving with an open container of cannabis-infused beverages is still legal in Kentucky, so we close this dangerous loophole. Secondly, Senate Bill 223 established a clear licensing framework for where these beverages can be sold by the drink. Under Senate Bill 223, cannabis-infused beverages could be sold by the drink in locations that already hold liquor license, such as bars, restaurants, hotels, entertainment venues, golf courses, and similar establishments to the establishment of a supplemental license by the ABC. This allows responsible businesses that already comply with alcohol regulations and age verification to serve these beverages in the same controlled environment where alcohol is currently served. It also restores the ability of these beverages to be served in settings like festivals, fairs, and events where alcohol sales are already permitted, again using the same licensing and enforcement structure already familiar to the industry. These beverages have become popular at weddings, and with this bill, a licensed caterer could serve these beverages at wedding receptions as soon as the bill takes effect. This was the case before the legislation we passed last session. We restricted the sale of these cannabis-infused beverages to get a handle on the unregulated industry, but it wasn't because of any tragic accidents or bad news stories. Last year, Kentucky-based companies that manufacture these beverages sponsored the Kentucky Derby Festival and the Kentucky State Fair, and no one had any complaints. Importantly, this legislation also regulates the clear sampling rules that mirror those in alcohol regulation. For example, consumers may receive limited samples of cannabis-infused beverages at licensed premises under a sampling license with strict limits on quantity per person per day. These guardrails help ensure responsible consumption while allowing businesses to introduce consumers to new products in a controlled environment. Beyond regulatory clarity, this bill is also about supporting Kentucky agriculture. The key ingredient of these beverages is grown on Kentucky farms, and the success of these products supports our rural communities. For more than a decade, Kentucky farmers are encouraged to invest in hemp as a future crop. While the hemp market has faced challenges in recent years, the emergence of hemp-derived beverages represents one of the most promising and stable segments of the industry. By creating a predictable regulatory environment for these products, Senate Bill 223 provides confidence to farmers, processors, and manufacturers that Kentucky intends to remain a leader in hemp production and innovation. At the same time, this bill is careful not to expand beyond what is already consistent with alcohol policy in the Commonwealth. Members, this legislation does not create a new industry. This industry already exists. What Senate Bill 223 does is to ensure that it operates on the same clear, responsible, and enforceable rules that we have for that protect consumers and support farmers and provide regulatory certainty. It strengthens public safety, empowers regulators, and supports one of Kentucky's most promising agricultural sectors. For those reasons, I respectfully ask for your support and a yes vote on Senate Bill 223. Mr. President, there are amendments to this bill. To that end, I would yield to the senator from Jefferson 32 for explanation of Floor Amendment 1.
Senator from Jefferson 36.
Thank you, Mr. President. As the primary sponsor, can I withdraw Senate Floor Amendment number 1?
Without objection, Senate Floor Amendment number 1 is withdrawn. Senator from Jefferson 36.
And can you please have the clerk report Senate Floor Amendment number 3?
Mr. Clerk, please report Senate Floor Amendment number 3.
Senate Floor Amendment 3 to Senate Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 223.
Senator from Jefferson 36.
Move adoption.
Matter for the body is adoption. Senate Floor Amendment number 3. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Senate Floor Amendment number 3 is adopted. Senator from Jefferson 36.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Floor Amendment number 3, all it does is it's a cleanup amendment. It eliminates Section 1 that expanded the sales of hemp-derived THC drinks in hemp stores. The floor amendment restores the fairs and festivals provision that was in Senate Bill 202 from last year. And it also adds bars and restaurants at permitted locations to sell these beverages. And it also just keeps the product regulated within Kentucky's existing alcohol framework.
Senator from Grayson, you have a motion on the bill.
I do. Thank you, Mr. President. I move for passage of Senate Bill 223 as amended by Senate Committee Sub 1 and Senate Floor Amendment 3.
The matter for the body is passage of Senate Bill 223 as amended. Senator from Davies, you are in the queue. You wish to be recognized.
Yes, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, I rise to speak against the bill. I'm not against the intentions of the bill or the sponsor. I'm against THC. You can drink wine, you can drink beer, you can drink energy drinks. You'll probably be okay the next day. But if you drink or ingest any type of THC and then you get drug tested at your job, you could be terminated if you have THC. THC doesn't go away like these other products. It stays in your system. And right now, in this market, I was in the employment business for 30 years. I could not employ anybody who had THC in their system. Now, I know some employers now will let that slide, but it's still a serious problem if you want to get a major job. And lastly, Mr. President, I want to say that as far as the people that invested, farmers and other people invested in this product, I think at some point they should be reimbursed if the decision from the federal government comes down and eliminates these products. And so, for that reason, I oppose the bill. Thank you.
Senator from Marion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Speak on the bill.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, I rise to speak in favor of this bill and say a little bit about the misconceptions of some of the THC products. The THC products we're talking about today are made legal in the 2018 Farm Bill, and they come from Kentucky hemp that's highly regulated. In fact, the THC content is too high and a crop of hemp grown in Kentucky. The Agriculture Cabinet Department is very, very vigilant on that. If the THC content is too high, that crop is burnt in the field. And across the country, you hear a lot about THC, and they paint it with a pretty broad brush. This THC that we're talking about, Kentucky hemp, is a safe product. Low octane, low THC levels. It's a safe product. But there are THC products out there on the market that are bad news. The synthetic THCs are, they're bad. And most of those are imported from overseas. We have no idea what's in them. We don't know, and they are bad. They need to be off the market. Kratom and we're not talking about Kratom today, but Kratom, love it or hate it, it is somewhat safe. The bad actor with Kratom is a synthetic Kratom that's out there, and it's again, there's some bad actors selling some bad stuff, and this is not one of those products. So I'm in favor of the bill and encourage the members to please vote yes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. President.
Any other members seeking recognition for the purpose of question or discussion on the bill? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Aye. Senator Boswell. Aye. Senator Carpenter. Aye. Senator Carroll. Aye. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Aye. Senator Clemens. Aye. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Aye. Senator Givens. No. Senator Herron. Aye. Senator Higdon. Aye. Senator Howell. Aye. Senator Maiden. Aye. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Aye. Senator McDaniel. No. Senator Meredith. Aye. Senator Mills. Aye. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Aye. Senator Nunn. Aye. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. No. Senator Reed. Aye. Senator Richardson. Aye. Senator Smith. Aye. Senator Stivers. Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Aye. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Aye. Senator West. Aye. Senator Wheeler. Aye. Senator Williams. Aye. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
Elkins is a no. Storm is a no. Elkins is a no. Elkins. Any other members seeking recognition to cast, change, or explain their vote? Seeing none, there being 25 yeas, 11 nays, Senate Bill 223 is amended, is passed. Senator from Taylor, action on the title.
Mr. President, if you would, please have the clerk report Senate Title Amendment 2 to Senate Floor Amendment 3 to Senate Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Committee Sub 1, Senate Floor Amendment 2 to Senate Floor Amendment 3 to Senate Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 223.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
Senate Floor Title Amendment 2 to Senate Floor Amendment 3 to Senate Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 223.
Senator from Taylor, you may need some drink after this. Not saying what type. Do you have a motion on the title amendment?
Mr. President, I do move for adoption.
Without objection, Senate Committee Title Amendment is adopted. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that House Bill 312 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, would you please report House Bill 312?
House Bill 312, an act relating to concealed firearms and deadly weapons.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I yield to the Senator from Shelby for explanation of the bill.
Senator from Shelby.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise this morning to present House Bill 312 relating to concealed carry for all adults in the Commonwealth. Last session, this body passed Senate Bill 75, constitutional carry. It easily passed this freedom-loving Senate body, but did not move in the House. This year, House Bill 312 brings a more structured approach that I believe to be a fair compromise in the interest of serving our people. This bill creates a provisional concealed carry license for Kentuckians aged 18 to 20 years old with clear safeguards in place. It requires a background check, firearms usage and legal training, and full compliance with existing eligibility standards. So this bill does not change the purchase requirements for anyone 18 to 20 years old. This is a responsible step forward. The provisional license is similar to a standard concealed carry license. The key difference is that it is valid in Kentucky only, while a standard license includes reciprocity with many other states. Now, briefly, I believe the constitutional carry for all law-abiding American adults, but this bill is a good faith step forward that meets in the middle and gives young adults a lawful path to exercise their rights. And this matters because every adult deserves the right to defend themselves, especially our daughters, who today are often left without that clear protection. At 18, you can join the military and carry a weapon in defense of this nation. This bill allows that same adult to carry responsibly here at home, with training and accountability. Members, this is a balanced, common sense approach, and this is our chance to restore some liberty to our citizens. Mr. President, I respectfully move for final passage of House Bill 312.
The matter before the body is final passage of House Bill 312. Senator from Fayette, 13. You wish to be recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to speak against this bill.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, I want to begin by talking about where we are in this state today. Over the last 2 years, we have seen a significant reduction in the crime across Kentucky and in our major urban areas. In Louisville, in the last 2 years, violent crime is down 30%. The murder rate in Louisville is down about 25%. In the city of Lexington, violent crime is down over 50%. The murder rate is down about 40%. As a body charged with making sure that all the people in the state are safe, we're moving in the right direction. Crime is becoming less and less of a problem here. Mr. President, what this bill does today is take 18, 19, and 20-year-olds, all of whom we know are not as mature as us, and put guns in their hands in concealed places where no one knows where they are, and be able to walk around in places like restaurants, in places like parties, in places like school grounds, and have those guns on their hands. Now, when you're in the Senate body, we get to know each other really well. We get to know, our families, our children, our spouses. We get to know all of them. And there's not one of us in this chamber right now who doesn't have a family member who's in that age of 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. There are some of us who have children or grandchildren are in that age group. And let's be clear, members of the Senate and people of Kentucky, we're not talking just about 18, 19, 20-year-olds being able to carry guns concealed and hidden from you. 18 and 19-year-olds hang out with 16 and 17-year-olds. They hang out with our children. We're putting our children in harm's way with this bill in a way that I don't think any of us reasonably want that to happen. You've also heard about training being mentioned. Let's be clear what this bill says. What this bill says, you can have training up to 8 hours. It doesn't specify a time. That could be 30 minutes. That could be an hour. That's not sufficient to say we're going to put 18, 19, 20-year-olds with guns being able to walk around hidden from us. I think one other point deserves some mention too. We hear about, well, 18-year-olds can drive, 18-year-olds can vote, 18-year-olds can apply and defend our country in the military. And all that is true. I've got to acknowledge that. But when we're talking about being able to join the military and defend our country and put their lives at risk, those young men and women receive extensive hours and hours, days and days, months and months of training to make sure they know how to use the weapon properly, carefully, and accurately. Not only to defend our country, but defend ourselves and protect our lives. That kind of training that they receive is not comparable at all to the undefined amount of training that we're talking about giving this bill, giving 18, 19-year-olds. This is a bill that puts us in danger at a time in which we're moving in the right direction to reduce violent crime and giving immature 18 and 19, 20-year-olds the right to carry hidden guns outside our awareness where they can harm people at any time, because of their lack of immaturity or judgment or whatever. It's really, really bad and dangerous for the people of Kentucky. I'm going to vote no on this bill, and I encourage all like-minded and reasonable members of this body to do the same. Thank you, Mr. President.
Seeing no other members seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. No. Senator Boswell.
Senator from, I don't see you in the queue, but I will go with that. Senator from Davies, please cast your vote, then explain, limited to 3 minutes.
Sorry, Mr. President. Yes, I vote on this bill. I've got 8 granddaughters, and I think they deserve the right to be able to protect themselves.
Senator Carpenter. Aye. Senator Carroll.
Senator from McCracken, please cast your vote, then explain.
Mr. President, I'd like to cast a no vote and explain.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, I love freedom. I support the Constitution. I support the Second Amendment. But there are simply some things that are better off left alone, and this is one of those things. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Clemens. No. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas.
Senator from Jesmond, please cast your vote, then explain.
I cast an aye vote, Mr. President, but I'd love to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, I want everyone in this chamber and everyone in the Commonwealth to know that I'm not really a fan of a bill that will allow concealed carries in 18 to 20-year-olds. In my years in medicine, I've seen too much tragedy. But I don't think this bill makes our society safer, but I also don't think this bill makes our society more dangerous. The problem is that the 18 to 20-year-olds, we have an open carry law now, and they don't have any training, Mr. President. At least this bill adds background checks, which we've been hearing about for years. It asks for training, and it actually mandates the training, which we've been hearing about for years. And it is a provisional license that is only to be used in Kentucky and doesn't cross state lines. The truth is, parental supervision, training, and education of our young people at a young age is a challenge in our society. But that's where we would benefit the most. And I think we would benefit the most by creating personal responsibility and not government reliance. You know, perhaps requiring these background checks, the training, and giving our young people some understanding of firearms would help the greatest. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens. Senator Herron.
Senator from Jefferson 35, please cast your vote and then explain.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today I'm going to cast a no vote. And I did hit my button too late. I was going to ask the senator from Shelby a couple questions, but also wanted to thank him and the other folks of ensuring that there is training pieces in this. I did want some clarification on exactly what is that training. I know that we heard the senator from Fayette talk about up to 8 hours, but did want a little bit more clarification of what that included. I think that my issue and concern with this, especially that age group, is that we just know that individuals who are 18, 19, and 20-year-olds are just very immature. Their brains have not completely developed. And I think that with the issues that we have right now around our mental health issues, it's just very concerning that we are opening and widening that gap and giving those individuals access. And I do want to share this very briefly, Mr. President. I remember at 11 years old hearing a knock at the door at my house, and my brother was 18, had just turned 18, and there was two men that came. One was in a suit and one was dressed in his Marines uniform. And at 11 years old, I really didn't understand what was happening, but I knew that my brother was leaving, and he ended up leaving and going to the Marines and served in the Marines. And during his time, I remember writing letters to him, and he went to Somalia, and I just remember that engagement. But when my brother came home, he wasn't my 18-year-old brother. He was a full man. He was my brother who was a grown man. And so I will just say that I get and understand when we talk about we do allow 18-year-olds to go to the military. But I will say when those 18-year-olds go off to the military, they are completely different people. They're not the same 18-year-olds that are still in our communities. Thank you.
Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Nunn. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. Senator Reed. Senator Richardson. Senator Smith. Senator Stivers. Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams.
Senator from Boone 20, please cast your vote, then explain.
I'd like to explain my aye vote. We think that there's 18-year-olds not carrying concealed out there. Matter of fact, there's 17, 16, and probably 15-olds carrying concealed out there every weekend we read about in the newspapers. I've got 18-year-old daughters, granddaughters, not daughters, granddaughters, excuse me. And they can, any 18-year-old can carry open right now, but it's safer for them to carry it in their purse, and it's safer for everyone, and they can protect themselves from those 15, 16, 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds that are carrying concealed right now against the law. That's why I vote aye.
Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
Senator from Carter, you wish to cast your vote and explain?
I do, Mr. President. Thank you. I want to cast an aye vote, and maybe my life experience is much different from some of those that have been on the floor, but I've had firearms as long as I was big enough to carry one. And at our house, we learned the 10 Commandments of gun safety right after the most important 10 Commandments. And they're pretty simple. It doesn't take long to learn them, and pretty well covers it, even though I think the training is going to be a lot more intensive than that, and I'm glad to see a training component. I've got also may or may not have been one of those women on a college campus that carried her pistol with her when she was coming in late from the farm or the pig barn or wherever I was. And I think it's important. And I have faith in our 18-year-olds. And with this training component, I applaud the senator from Shelby in pursuing that, and the House as well. So I think it's going to be all right, and I think the training component is going to make it better. So I vote aye.
Seeing no other person seeking to cast, change, or explain their vote, there being 30 yeas, 7 nays, House Bill 312 is finally passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that House Bill 185 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report House Bill 185.
House Bill 185, an act relating to employment.
Senator from Taylor.
President, I yield to the senator from Fayette 12 for explanation of the bill.
Senator from Fayette 12, before I come to you, Senator from Green, could you assume the chair? Senator from Fayette 12.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would you have the clerk report committee substitute number 1?
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Committee Substitute number 1.
Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 185.
Senator from Fayette 12.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee substitute cleans up some language regarding a tip pooling arrangement to clarify that an arrangement may include tipped employees but not include salaried employees, managers, or supervisors, and I move for adoption.
Motion for the body's adoption of Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 185. Any member seeking recognition to speak on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Senate Committee Substitute 1 is adopted.
Thank you, Mr. President. Can I speak on the bill?
Please proceed.
House Bill 185 has the potential to not only restore dignity to some of our fellow community members, to reduce recidivism, and to boost our economy, it will also significantly strengthen our workforce throughout the Commonwealth. With this bill, individuals who have a felony on the record will be afforded an opportunity to submit an occupational licensing application prior to pursuing educational institution instruction necessary for their career goals. We've improved the process to distinguish between disqualifying conduct and irrelevant history. This will not only reduce waste of time, energy, and resources, it will also encourage those currently hesitant about pursuing or applying for a meaningful occupation to do so now. Nothing in this bill requires a board to license someone who poses a real risk to public safety. It simply requires a clear nexus between the offense and the occupation, with transparent expectations and reasoning. Remember, roughly 200 occupations in Kentucky currently require a state-issued occupational license. Work is one of the strongest predictors of reduced recidivism, but beyond that, work restores dignity. It allows someone to provide for their family, to contribute, and to move forward instead of being permanently defined by their worst mistake. If we want safer communities, we should make lawful work more accessible, not less, and this bill does that. And with that, Mr. President, if there are no questions, I move for passage of House Bill 185 as amended by Senate Committee Substitute number 1.
Motion for consideration by the bodies on the passage of House Bill 185 is amended. Any member seeking recognition to speak on the motion? Senator from Jefferson 35, you wish to speak on this motion?
Yes, please.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just really wanted to stand up and commend, I know that this is a House bill, but the representative, the lady out of Jefferson 37, has worked very hard on this piece of legislation for the last several sessions. And it's a piece of legislation that I believe that is needed. And so I just encourage this body to support this legislation, but then I also wanted to publicly thank her for her work on this to ensure that our folks have all the things that they need to be successful. Thank you.
Very well. Any other member seeking recognition to speak on the motion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell.
Senator from Davis, please cast your vote first and then explain.
I vote aye on the bill. I think this is an excellent bill. One of the most difficult things people have to be able to get a job in this economy is if they come out of jail or prison and they have a felony or low risk felony on their record. they cannot get a job, which basically puts them in a low-paying position for the rest of their life. And as we go forward, I'd just like to say, not only is this a good bill, we need to look at these expungement laws and try to get these felony records off people's records so they can get a good job.
Senator Carpenter. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Clemens. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens.
Aye.
Senator Herron. Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Nunn. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. Senator Reed. Senator Richardson. Senator Smith. Senator Stivers. Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
Any member seeking recognition to cast, change, or explain their vote? Seeing no other members seeking recognition, there being 37 yea votes, no nay votes, House Bill 185 as amended is passed. Senator from Taylor, we have a title amendment.
Mr. President, if you would, please have the clerk report Senate Committee Title Amendment 1 to Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 185.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
Senate Committee Title Amendment 1 to Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 185.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for adoption.
Hearing no objection, the title amendment is adopted. Thank you, Senator from Taylor. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, if you would, we need the clerk to display the consent orders of the day.
Mr. Clerk, please display today's consent orders. They are displayed before us. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, with these have Senate Committee subs, and so I have to do some work off of this, Mr. President. And if you would, please have the clerk report House Bill 134 having Senate Committee Substitute 1 be reported.
What was that motion again, Senator from Taylor?
I'm sorry, Mr. President. We need to report House Bill 134 with Senate Committee Substitute 1.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Bill 134, an act relating to sexual assault nurse examiners.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move for the adoption of Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 134.
I believe we need to report the entire consent calendar
All
first.
those. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah.
If you would also please have the clerk report House Bill 213 with Senate Committee Substitute 1.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Bill 213, an act relating to re-employment of retired police officers.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, if you would, please have the clerk report House Bill 220 with Senate Committee Substitute 1.
And I believe our motion can go ahead and include the rest of those
And
if you wish to.
House
Please.
Bill 265, House Bill 355, House Bill 424, House Bill 456, and House Bill 622.
Thank you, Senator from Taylor. Mr. Clerk, please report those aforementioned House bills.
House Bill 220, an act relating to pension spiking in the systems administered by the Kentucky Public Pensions Authority. House Bill 265, an act relating to regulatory authorizations by the Commissioner of Insurance. House Bill 355, an act relating to real property appraisers. House Bill 424, an act relating to social work. House Bill 456, an act relating to the state treasurer and unclaimed property. House Bill 622, an act relating to roads and declaring an emergency.
Senator from Taylor, we need to move on the amendments now.
Mr. President, with that, I move that Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 134 be adopted.
Motion for the body's adoption. Not hearing any members speaking of any objection. Senate Committee Substitute 1 is adopted. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, House Bill 213, has Senate Committee Substitute 1. Move for the adoption of Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 213.
Motion's on the adoption of Senate Committee Substitute 1. Hearing no objection, Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 213 is adopted.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 220 be adopted.
Motion for the body is on adoption of Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 220. Hearing no objection, that committee sub is adopted. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move also that Senate Committee Title Amendment 1 to Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 220 be adopted.
Can we
You just did that.
The title amendment?
stand steady?
Are you doing the?
Senator from Taylor, we're going to hold that motion
Hold that.
until after we.
Thank you.
After we pass
Got
House
it.
Bill 220. Now, Senator from Taylor, your next motion is in order.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 265 be adopted.
Motion for the body is adoption of Senate Committee Substitute 1, House Bill 265. Hearing no objection, committee sub to House Bill 265 is adopted. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 355 be adopted.
Motion for the body is on adoption of committee sub to House Bill 355. Hearing no objection, Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 355 is adopted. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 425 be adopted.
Motion for the body is on the adoption of Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 424. Hearing no objection, Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 424 is adopted. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move for Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 456 for adoption.
Motion for the body is on the adoption of Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 456. Hearing no objection to that motion, Senate Committee Substitute 1 to 456 is appropriately adopted. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, finally, Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 622. Move for adoption.
Motion for the body is on the adoption of Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 622. Chair hears no objection. As such, Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 622 is also adopted. Now, Senator from Taylor.
After it's adopted, you can come back to the one-time amendment.
With that, Mr. President, I move for passage of the consent orders as they are amended.
Motion for the body is on the passage of the consent orders as amended. Madam Clerk, please announce the nay or pass votes previously filed on each bill or resolution in today's consent orders.
Mr. President, there are no nay votes.
All those members previously recorded as being present and having not indicated the contrary will be counted as voting aye, and the consent orders for today are passed. Now, Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, action on title amendment.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, please have the clerk report Senate Committee Title Amendment 1 to Senate Committee Sub 1, House Bill 220.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
Senate Committee Title Amendment 1 to Senate Committee Sub 1 to House Bill 220.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for adoption.
Hearing no objection, Committee Title Amendment 1 to Senate Committee Substitute 1 to House Bill 220 is also adopted. Thank you, sir. Senator from Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. With that, that concludes the orders of the day.
Next order of business is meeting of the Rules Committee and Committee on Committees. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, Mr. President, I make the motion that the Senate, the Rules Committee, the Senate shall recess for meeting of the Rules Committee, Committee on Committees at the clerk's desk, please.
Let's hold your motion for one moment. I understand that maybe the Enrollment Committee has met.
That's right, Mr. President. We continue to just crank it out in our committee. The committee has met and finds that Senate Bill 2 is in order and ready for your signature.
Thank you, sir. Chair is preparing to sign Senate Bill 2.
Thank you.
Now, Senator from Taylor, if you would make that motion again.
Mr. President, the Senate shall stand in recess for meeting of the Rules Committee and Committee on Committees at the clerk's desk, please.
The Senate shall stand in recess till the call of the chair for the aforementioned committee meetings at the clerk's desk.
What, bro? I have figured out what the chime is for. This body shall come back to order. Order of business will be report of committees. Mr. Clerk, please report.
For Friday, March 20th, 2026, the Rules Committee has met and posted these bills to the regular orders for Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. House Bill 4, House Bill 7, House Bill 58, House Bill 189, House Bill 253, and House Bill 657. And also the Rules Committee has posted the following bills to the consent orders for Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. House Bill 45, House Bill 48, House Bill 49, House Bill 56, House Bill 111, House Bill 136, House Bill 184, House Bill 266, House Bill 281, House Bill 293, House Bill 333, House Bill 388, House Bill 393, House Bill 448, House Bill 510, House Bill 518, House Bill 527, House Bill 529, House Bill 600, and House Bill 611. The Committee on Committees has met and referred the following bills and resolutions to the Agriculture Committee: House Bill 212 and House Bill 542. To Banking and Insurance: House Bill 169 and House Bill 627. To Families and Children's Committee: House Bill 669, House Bill 778, House Bill 781. To Licensing and Occupations: House Bill 236, House Bill 387, House Bill 566, House Bill 776. To Natural Resources and Energy: House Bill 398. To the Senate floor: Senate Resolutions 168, 169, 170, 171, 173, and 174. And also I would report a delivery to the governor: Senate Bill 40 and Senate Bill 11, delivered to the governor at 9:40 a.m. today, March 20th, 2026.
Next order of business would be motions, petitions, resolutions, communications, and announcements. Senator from Taylor.
Communicate with the body, Mr. President.
Please proceed. Members, please pay attention. This is about scheduling.
Mr. President, this past week, the General Assembly had a tragedy occur to one of our fellow colleagues, that being the gentleman from McCracken, with the passing of his wife, Jessica. With the passing that occurred of Jessica Rudy, we were going to be not gaveling in on Monday in observance of the tragedy and the loss of one of our colleagues' wife. Visitation for Jessica Rudy will take place in Paducah at 4 p.m. on Sunday. The funeral will be at 1 p.m. on Monday, taking place also in Paducah, Kentucky, Mr. President. And we just ask that all the members of this body, as well as those that are watching with us at home, and as well as the body across the chamber, continue to keep Stephen Rudy, his daughter, and his family in their thoughts and prayers throughout this time and through the weekend and the days and the time ahead, Mr. President. And we just ask that you, Lord, just comfort the gentleman from McCracken and all those that are dear friends of his. And in this body, we're all one. We're all connected of our relationships and our friendships. And we just ask that you be with the family And with that, Mr. President, Monday, we will not be coming in, but we were going to be fluid for the rest of the week. We just ask that members be watching from their phones and emails as we conduct the rest of the business for next week, starting on Tuesday, Mr. President. So just want to make that announcement for all members. We will not be gaveling on Monday, but to please be alert as we will continue to do work the rest of the remainder of the week, starting on Tuesday. Thank you, Mr. President.
And we will try to get as much information out as soon as possible and to the public as well as to what the schedule will be next week. With that, Senator from Laurel.
Mr. President, action on a resolution.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, please ask the clerk to report Senate Resolution 146 in its entirety.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Resolution 146 and read it in its entirety.
Senate Resolution 146, resolution adjourning the Senate in honor of Kentucky's rural electric cooperative utility workers who provided vital support during the deadly tornado that devastated Kentucky on May 16 of 2025. Whereas on May 16, 2025, a deadly severe weather breakout spawned devastating tornadoes causing significant damage in Kentucky, Missouri, Illinois, and Arkansas, with Kentucky experiencing peak winds estimated at 179 miles per hour. Whereas on that evening, an EF4 tornado nearly a mile wide ripped through parts of south central and eastern Kentucky along its 55.6-mile path, which severely impacted Laurel, Pulaski, and Russell counties. Whereas this devastating storm left 19 Kentuckians dead and many others hospitalized, and tens of thousands of homes and businesses without vital power due to extensive damage to electric distribution and transmission infrastructures, including downed poles, broken conductors, damaged substations, and destroyed transmission structures. Whereas this was the deadliest tornado to ever be reported in this region, whereas the storm directly hit South Kentucky Rural Electric Cooperative's headquarters in Somerset, rendering its supervisory control and data acquisition system and outage management systems inoperable and heavily damaged its distribution system. And whereas, in total, dozens of distribution substations and electric circuits were severely impacted at the peak of the storm, while hundreds of power poles were broken and many miles of power lines were knocked down. Whereas crews from electric cooperatives and mutual aid partners immediately mobilized, deploying skilled line and substation personnel throughout the region and organized into multiple crews who tirelessly worked around the clock, often in darkness and in severe weather and debris-filled environments, putting public safety and community recovery ahead of their own comfort and rest. Whereas by May 19th, 2025, despite extreme fatigue and dangerous conditions, crews had fully restored life-saving electricity to the residents impacted by this storm, as well as to the businesses and manufacturing companies that support those communities. Whereas linemen, substation technicians, engineers, dispatchers, and support staff selflessly devoted several thousand man-hours to restore emergency power during this brief but critical time period alone. Whereas Rural Electric Cooperative utility workers' skill, courage, teamwork, and unwavering commitment exemplifies the highest ideals of public service and the cooperative spirit upon which Kentucky's electric system is built. And now therefore be it resolved by the Senate of the General Assembly of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the members of the Senate hereby express their appreciation for the dedicated service, rapid deployment, and life-saving actions of the Rural Electric Cooperative utility workers during and after the deadly storm on May 16th, 2025.
Senator from Laurel.
Mr. President, as you know, 19 people in my hometown were killed. And I want to thank all these individuals for helping us. Move adoption.
Matter for the body is adoption of the resolution. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Senator from Jefferson, 37.
Yeah, I wanted to record my votes from yesterday being absent from the floor, and as it looked, it was not because of the opening day of March Madness. Thank you.
Please file the paperwork and without objection so ordered. It all depends on how you want to define March Madness. We're playing every day here in our March Madness. Senator from Shelby.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to recognize the loss of yet another American icon. It's been brought to my attention of the passing of Chuck Norris at 86 years old. He represented strength, discipline, and the kind of values that make this country strong. He inspired generations to stand firm and do what is right. My hat's off to Mr. Chuck Norris, and today we remember his legacy. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator from Taylor, we have a little bit of work to do.
Mr. President, we do. Got a few motions on some readings, please.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, I need to make the motion to move House Bill 757 from Appropriations and Revenue Committee, given its first reading, and return to the Appropriations Revenue Committee.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report House Bill 757.
House Bill 757, an act relating to revenue measures and declaring an emergency.
Let the journal reflect House Bill 757 has been given its first reading and returned to the Appropriations and Revenue Committee. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that House Bill 36 be taken from the Licensing and Occupations Committee, given its first reading, and returned to the Licensing and Occupations Committee.
Without objection, Mr. Clerk, please report House Bill 36.
House Bill 36, an act relating to respiratory care.
Let the journal reflect that House Bill 36 has been taken from Licensing and Occupation, given its first reading, and returned to Licensing and Occupation. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that House Bill 501, House Bill 502, House Joint Resolution 75, and House Joint Resolution 76 all be taken from the Transportation Committee, given their first reading, and returned to the Transportation Committee.
Without objection, Mr. Clerk, please report.
House Bill 501, an act relating to appropriations, providing financing and conditions for the operations, maintenance, support, and functioning of the Transportation Cabinet of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. House Bill 502, an act relating to the road projects and declaring an emergency. House Joint Resolution 75, a joint resolution relating to road projects. House Joint Resolution 76, a joint resolution relating to road projects.
Let the journal reflect that House Bill 501, 502, House Joint Resolution 75, and 76 have been taken from the Transportation Cabinet, given their first reading, and returned to the Transportation Cabinet. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Bill 185, Senate Bill 186, Senate Bill 187 be taken from the Appropriations and Revenue Committee, given their second reading, and returned to the Appropriations and Revenue Committee.
Without objection, Mr. Clerk, please report.
Second readings. The Senate Bill 185, an act relating to branch budget recommendations. Senate Bill 186, an act relating to branch budget recommendations. Senate Bill 187, an act relating to branch budget bills.
Let the journal reflect that Senate Bills 185, 186, and 187 have been taken from the Appropriations and Revenue Committee, given their second readings, and returned to the Appropriations and Revenue Committee. Senator from Taylor. You have further need?
That's all I have, Mr. President.
Okay. That's all a little housekeeping business. We will still be in the orders of motions, petitions, communications, and announcements. Seeing no other person seeking resolution, Mr. Recognition, do you have any floor amendments, Mr. Clerk?
Yes, I do.
Please report those.
Senate Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 253 with Senate Committee Sub 1, Senator Williams. Senate Floor Amendment 2 to House Bill 253 with Senate Committee Sub 1, Senator Reed. Senate Floor Amendment 3 title to House Bill 253, Senator Reed. Senate Floor Amendment 1 title to House Bill 257, Senator Tishner. Senate Floor Amendment 2 to House Bill 257 with Senate Committee Sub 1, Senator Tishner. Senate Floor Amendment 3 to House Bill 257, Senator Tishner. Senate Floor Amendment 4 to House Bill 257, Senator Tishner. Senate Floor Amendment 5 to House Bill 257 with Senate Committee Sub 1, Senator Tishner. Senate Floor Amendment 6 to House Bill 257 with Senate Committee Sub 1, Senator West. Senate Floor Amendment 7 to House Bill 257, Senator West. Senate Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 519, Senator Higdon. It does?
As to that, do you have any new resolutions?
Yes, I do.
Please report those.
2 new resolutions. Senate Resolution 186, resolution endorsing the Ohio River Restoration Program Act to support clean water, healthy fish and wildlife populations, economic development, and expanded recreation opportunities in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senate Resolution 187, a resolution recognizing May 2026 as ALS Awareness Month in Kentucky. Senator Rawlings.
Mr. Clerk, does that conclude your report on new resolutions that have been filed?
It does.
Seeing no one in the queue, seeing no one seeking recognition, okay. We've been told we have to stop.
Reread these two really quick. They're 2 minutes. I need you to read them.
Mr. Clerk, I believe you have some additional reports.
So what are we?
I want you to read that. It was read as Williams. It's read.
Senate Floor Amendment 1. Do you have several of them?
I don't know. That's the one.
As to this?
We can take care of that.
Just read it as read instead of Williams.
Oh, excuse. Senate Floor Amendment 1 to House Bill 253 with Senate Committee Sub 1, Senator Reed.
Now we're done. Okay. Okay, we had a minor technical correction. So with that, no one else is seeking recognition. Senator from Taylor, do you have a motion?
Mr. President, I do. The Senate shall stand adjourned until 2 p.m. Tuesday, March the 24th, year of our Lord, 2026.
Without objection, this Senate shall stand adjourned until the hour of 2 p.m. Tuesday, March 24th,